hair, which is a complete mess. I'm going to do something very different today. Sorry for messing you all about saying I'm not doing it today. I am doing it today. It's been a really hectic day. And I thought I need to make time to do this today because otherwise I'm just going to spend the whole day stressed. Okay. So, hello everyone and welcome. I'm going to do something completely different today. So, while I'm waiting for you all, I'm just going to grab some products. I hope you can all see me. I've probably messed people around so much that they don't know whether they're coming or going. Hello, Stacey. So I'm going to do something completely different today. Completely different. Okay. I'm going to have a go at doing. I say have a go because I actually haven't really delved into this lot of makeup very much. And I've got a lot of it. So I want to do a full face of Made by Mitchell. Hello, Terry. A full face of Made by Mitchell. Now, some of you will say, but he doesn't have a foundation. But what I like about Made by Mitchell, and I know a lot of you actually, a lot of my Ali Pallies do actually watch Made by Mitchell. But what he does a lot of is it's my mantra, which is pigment is pigment mantra. And I'm just getting a spatula because I'm going to put a little bit of primer on. I will put a bit of Doll 10 primer on. Hello, Robin. But I have got, as you can see, I haven't touched this. But it's a colour case Made by Mitchell. And I'm going to mix my own foundation. But I want to make sure that I've got some moisturiser on first. I'm going to put a little bit of the Doll 10 primer underneath, which will start me off, but it'll also give me a bit of moisturiser because I want to mix then my own shade of foundation in this colour case. And I'm going to try doing a full face. Apart from this primer, everything else is going to be a full face of Made by Mitchell. Has everybody heard of Made by Mitchell? Hello, Asian Delight. It's a very affordable brand. If you're in the UK and you're interested in any Made by Mitchell products, I would say don't even look at his website. Go onto TikTok. Go on his lives. He has offers all the time on his makeup. And he reduces them to really affordable prices, and he has mystery kits and things where you can get like a mystery kit with 3 goodies in, you know. Now, for example, I got one last week and I'm going to show it you because I intend to use these products today. So I got a mystery bundle and in it was basically it'd been £15 reduced to £9.99 on TikTok. And in it, I got 3 products, which was this is an eyeliner. It's a brown eyeliner. But I also got a really lovely shade of blush, which, again, you can put on your eyes, your cheeks, your lips, everywhere. And he encourages it. Pigment is pigment. But I also got a brand new shade of the Gel Gleams, which I know I have shown you all before. And I want to show you. This he hasn't even released yet. Like, you can't buy it on its own yet, but you can get them in the mystery bundles. Now, my sister got a mystery bundle and didn't get this. So you take your pot luck, but this hasn't even been released yet, and it's called Smoke Hold. So I know I probably should go for more of a goldy brownie vibe, but let's see where the mood takes us. Hello, Shahina. I'm doing a full face of Made by Mitchell, and I'm going to use this colour case because I haven't got round to using it yet. Now, I've got all his colour cases. I haven't got his curve cases, but I've got his colour cases, and I'm going to mix myself, or at least try to mix myself, a foundation. So I'm going to go, I have a feeling that this one actually might be quite close to my shade already. Perhaps a little bit on the, bit on the pale side. So I'm going to mix it with a little bit of this. And this is the great thing, is that you can mix up your own shade of foundation using these colour cases. Let's try that. That's getting there. Let's put a little bit of this in there as well. Actually, I'm going to put a tiny bit of this one because it's a cooler brown, but put less of it in there because I don't want it to look too orange. And I need to make sure I mix up enough. Yeah, that's going to work. Yeah, look at that. That's going to work. Right, so I want a bit more of this. So I'm just digging in. I've got the, when you get these, you get a spatula and you get a brush at the other end. I'm digging in and I'm using a mixture here of 3 shades. I'm using this one, and then I went to go use that one. I thought, no, it's going to be too orange. So instead, I'll use less of that one because it's a cooler brown. So I'm just mixing them together until I get my shade and enough of my shade of foundation to make my own, which is very similar to what I used to do when I did my stage makeup training. We used to mix our own foundation with a combination of pan sticks. Hello, Nina. I'm doing a full face of your favourite makeup artist made by Mitchell, and I'm using his colour case to mix myself. No, I've gone too much now with that brown. That's fine. I'll just add a bit more of this shade. I've gone too dark. I'll get there. We're just mixing it and mixing it until I come up with the right. I'll just put a little bit of this one in just to lighten it up a bit more, because I went in with too much of the brown. I got carried away. That'll do. I think that'll do, or we'll be here all day. And I've mixed it together on my hand. So now I'm going to get myself. Now, Made by Mitchell is about to bring out a foundation and a sort of, it's a face base type product. And Nina will tell you what it's called. Have you seen the £10 Make Space for Newness sets, Ali? I haven't, but I was just saying, Nina, that I got one of his makeup, you know, the mystery bundles. And I got one of the new shades of gel glaze eyeshadow, Smoke Hold. So I'm going to try and incorporate that today. I was delighted to get that. Right, let me see. I've got a set again that I haven't used, and I'm just seeing if there's a foundation. I've got makeup all over it already. I've got his travel brush set and I haven't used these. Let's see if I can use, is this a foundation brush? Hopefully it is. Otherwise I'll just revert to what I know works. No, this will work. This will work. I think this is an MF1 and that should work. So I'm going to dot this around. Hopefully, if it comes out too light, I went too dark and then I might have counteracted it too much. If it comes out too light, then I can always add bronzer to it. But I wanted to do a full face. I think it should be okay when it mixes together. I went too dark and then possibly went too light. But I love mixing together my own foundation. It's so creative. Yeah, it's gone a little bit too light. Well, that's fair enough. We can deepen it as we go. The flesh pots are outstanding. Now, he's not released those yet, though, has he, Nina? Now, Nina and my sister are the experts here on Made by Mitchell, because I don't know nearly as much. You know, Charlotte Tilbury is my kind of specialist subject, not Made by Mitchell, but Nina definitely is. What's this? So I watched your video on inclusivity, Ali. I hope the brands see it. Hope all brands see it. Thank you, Miss Noodle. Thank you, Terry. Terry said, yes, Ali did a good job. I've not, apart from Daniel Sandler, who I knew would respond, because he did when I did it years ago. That's how I got to know Daniel, is I put out a similar video aimed at all brands. But no, I've not had any response yet. None. Which is a shame, because as I said, it was meant in the way it was meant to be, not just a critical video. I mean, it was critical, let's not get away from it, but it was also meant to be a constructive video and giving ideas. Actually, I've not done too bad a job, have I? Let me know, what do you think in terms of mixing my foundation shade? Possibly a bit on the light side, but I think I've done quite well there. What do you think? Considering I haven't mixed my own shades since I was 18. Thank you, Nina. So yeah, I just took the spatula and started mixing. And I sort of steered clear of these ones, even though I went to dip into them. I thought, they're too orange. I need the neutral. And then I put too much of that in and had to counteract it. But mainly I was sort of going for this kind of shade, but then adding a little bit of pigment in either side to kind of lighten it or darken it up. And then what I can do, I haven't got his bronze thing, but what I will do, just to kind of give me a little bit of warmth, because I'm feeling a little bit pale, is I will take some of this warmer brown, a tiny bit, on my hand, an absolute minuscule amount, right? And I'm going to just warm it up a bit and do this. And actually, I'm not meaning this to be used as a contour. I'm just meaning it to be used to just warm up my complexion a bit, because it's looking just a tad washing me out. And this one is a warm brown, so it will just warm me up. And again, I'm just taking that M1 brush and just brushing it through to warm up my complexion, and then it will be absolutely fine. So I suppose the message here is, don't panic if you start mixing your own shade and you just don't get it right, because you can always layer on top to maybe make it a bit lighter, make it just warm up your complexion. I'm just going to put whatever's left on that brush. I'm going to put a little bit more, bit on the chin, bit up there. And again, and the very last thing is a little bit over my nose. And that looks like me now. And that, I tell you what, it doesn't feel like I've got makeup on at all. And yet I have. So it's very good. And look at that. You got, you know, if you make up your friends and whatever, you potentially got every foundation shade in there when you mix that together. I was so excited when I got that, and I never got round to using it. You've seen people mix them with their moisturiser. Yeah, Nina, I'm not sure that you were here at the beginning, but because I've got dry skin, I did put a bit of the Doll 10 primer on first. Because if I put that just on without prepping my skin, it would have been a bit too dry. But I didn't want to add loads of moisturiser because then I didn't want it to slip off. But actually, yeah, you do. I think if you're going to do that, you do need to either mix it with moisturiser or prep your skin beforehand with plenty of magic cream or whatever other moisturiser you want to use. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that match. Now, I don't have powder. Does he do powder? Does he do like a face powder? I don't know if he does, but I don't have it. Anyway, I don't have it. But I'll show you the other colour cases that I do have. I took them out and put them down. Here they are. I've got all his colour cases, but I don't have any of the curve cases. The curve cases are more like a kind of lip gloss, glossy texture. They look great. My sister's got them all, but I haven't. But I've got all of these, and you can see I just haven't got round to using them very much. So that is the one that's called... So you can mix, again, you can mix any colours that you want from that to make lipsticks, eyeshadows, you name it. And it's, even though you look at that and think, oh God, there's going to be like gloopy stuff on my face, it's not. Believe me, it doesn't feel gloopy. And I'm saying that from just applying the other colour case as foundation. So this really is the pigment is pigment mantra that I've been going on about for years. This is what Made by Mitchell is all about. The bronze book is fantastic, especially mushroom. Do you know what? I've been meaning to get that, and it was out of stock, but I believe it's back in stock. And I do like mushroom because, again, it's a good transition shade, isn't it? Now, I've got this one as well. I've got all the colour cases. Now, this one, I've forgotten. One's called the Eclectics. I think that one's called the Eclectics. The names aren't on here. I think that one's called the Eclectics. This might one, I don't know what it's called, but it's the pastels. But I'm going to let Nina say. The collectibles from the curve case is an all-over foundation. There you go. So there's this one, which has got all your pastels in it. And then there is this one, which I haven't even opened yet, right? Because I just went to go in it and I thought, oh, I need to get my scissors. But this one has got blacks and whites. So you can make all different shades of grey. But to be honest, right, if you're not crazy and you don't want to collect them all, I would say the foundation one, definitely. And if you get that one and you get the Eclectics, you can potentially make anything else because you basically can mix these pastels, you can mix them from this. You know, they're just lighter versions. So you could potentially mix any colours with that you want. And if you got this, then you can lighten the shades and darken the shades. But I'd say if you wanted to, then I would get those two. Those would be my two that I would get. Right, so I'm going to do an eyeshadow. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a few of them, actually. I'm going to use some of the blushes, but you know what I really love are these gel glazes. And of all the things Made by Mitchell, I think this is my favourite product because these remind me so much of the MAC Pro Longwear paint pots, but they're a lot cheaper. And if you go onto TikTok and you're in the UK, there are times that you can get this for £8. And maybe I might be right about this. Electrics, that's all right. Now, Nina's giving you... Have a look at Nina's comments because Nina definitely knows her stuff when it comes to Made by Mitchell. So she's saying the pastel one is Eclectics and the bright one is Electrics. The foundation one is Essentials and the greys are the Energetics. Thank you, Nina. This is the brand new shade. Do you want to see this? Now, it looks grey And it is, but when it goes on, it looks almost taupey grey. It's beautiful anyway. Now, this isn't out yet. You cannot buy this individually. I only got it because I bought a mystery bundle. And if you get the mystery bundle, you may not get this one. So be careful. Now, just to show you what this is like, because I don't know if my sister's on here, but my sister, Lucy, has got more Made by Mitchell than me. She's crazy about Made by Mitchell, and she's got a lot of his stuff. And she bought one of these mystery bundles and was hoping to get that and didn't get it. She got something else that was new, but not that. And my sister, and I'm sure a few of you that haven't got this, would like to see, what have I done with my other ones? They should be in here. They are in here. I've got this, by the way, in a Made by Mitchell case, a wheelie case. I've got the gold one. He does makeup cases. I cannot show you it because I cannot lift it up. But he's got makeup cases that are, that's lucky. The silver one was right on top. Makeup cases that are on a trolley cases, and I've got the gold one. Now, this is Silver Fox. My sister, is Lucy here? Lucy wanted to see this new one, which is called Smokehold, next to Silver Fox. Now, they look very similar, but this one's got more blue in it. Can you see the difference? Now, I have to say that although I don't own nearly as much as my sister or Nina, I do have most of these gel glazes because I love them. Seems to have more pigment. Yeah, it might be that I was a bit stingier, though, adding this one. Let's try it again. Silver Fox. I think it's just grayer, and that one's got more blue in it. Maybe, no, you might be right, actually, Nina. You are. Now, the other thing that I got, and I haven't tried these yet, and I'm going to try it now because I've got this brown. This is a cord, by the way, that I've got on. A new cord. It's like a woolen top. Let's see if I can stand up. But it's got a belt. I don't think you're going to see it. No, you're not. It's got a belt and it's got woolen trousers as well. And it's just inspired me to use this because this came in my mystery box. And I'm going to start by using this, which is an all smudge, no budge eyeliner pencil. And I haven't used his eyeliner pencils yet. I'm going to put it on not just as an eyeliner, but I'm actually going to use it in my socket as well. And I have to say, when I tried this on, like just swatched it on my hand just before this live, I was very impressed. It's very, very soft. The only thing I'm not sure about, over to Nina. Nina, how do you sharpen these? Yeah, and you can use it as a lip liner. How do you sharpen them? Is there something? Wasn't he saying there was something at the end? Nina's going to tell me. With a normal sharpener. Okay, it's because it looks like this is plastic that you can't. Okay. Now, I like this brown because it's a warm brown. But it's not. If you get a brown that's too warm, it can make you look tired. But this is just, it's a bit like, I'm not saying in terms of the colour, but it reminds me a bit of the Pillow Talk eyeliner in that it's just got the right amount of reddy tones to make it look rich. But I find if I put anything red or pink near my eyes, it just makes me look tired. But if you get the balance right, it doesn't. And this one has got the balance right. Now, what I wanted to do was I wanted to use this because he doesn't say pigment is pigment, but he says you can use his products anywhere, right? I wanted to use, this is something Natasha Denona does a lot, is she just uses her eyeliner to start off her look. And I wanted to just use that in the socket to warm up the eye and give me a bit of shape, like so. I've got so many blushes. Hello there, Rebecca. Oh, tell me about it, Rebecca. Today's been my running around like a headless chicken and getting really stressed out. That's why I decided I was going to make time to be on here, because otherwise I was going to just sit here getting stressed. See, so it's just warmed up. And as Nina said quite rightly, you can also use this as a lip liner, which I might do in a minute. But the other thing that I got in this mystery parcel, and I've got loads of these, by the way, in different shades, but the other one I got was melon sorbet. And I thought, this is going to look really nice on my cheeks. I'm just going to put a little bit of this on because I can't wait. I think this one's going to be really good if you've got hyperpigmentation, because it's just one of those shades that is going to take down any pigmentation. When you've got brown pigmentation, I mean, not if you've got rosacea type pigmentation, but if you've got brown sun damaged pigmentation and you're similar skin tone to me, I'm just going to get one of his brushes. Let's get one of his clean brushes. Let's try this one. This one looks... yeah, that'll do. This one is like it's like a contour brush. This is the M4. Now, my favourite blush on my cheeks, you've already seen, which is the purple one, which is called Dairy Queen. And his highlighters are wonderful. Now, I just want to try this one, but I'm going to, because of what I'm wearing, I also want to put something a bit warmer because of the warm browns and the warm peaches. Keep using the vitamin C, for it really works. Yeah, I do. And the one that I've got, the Mizana one, is really good. Now I'm going to, what am I going to get next? I'm going to get another one of my, yes, I wanted to use this one because I bought this one in the last couple of weeks and I haven't had a chance to use it yet. And I'm just going to put it on with my fingers. This one is called Peach Dusk. I'm going to put this on my lid. These are so beautiful. Look at the way they make your lid look. Thank you, Nina. Now, unfortunately, silly old me, I've actually got a Made by Mitchell mascara. But it's upstairs. Because I was testing it out upstairs and I didn't bring it down before my live. But his mascaras are really good because they've got a really thin wand. And they work really well. And they come, you can get one in black, brown. You can also get a nude one, which is really good if you've got really dark lashes and you find that colours don't show up. And I believe that he's about to bring out coloured mascaras as well. He did talk on the live about bringing out green and blue. But you can get brown, black. I think you can get blue already. Yes, you can get blue. There's a cobalt blue. And then you can get this nude one. Yes. Dairy Queen is the fab ice cream place. It's a beautiful colour on me because it's purple. It's purple blush. And I can't get this lid back on for some reason. Doesn't want to go on. So I'll have to put it to one side because I don't want the lid to stay off, because then this will dry up. Ah, got it on. Got it on already. Right, I'm also going to use, now there's a few things that I want to use, but one of the things that I want to try over this blush, and Nina is now going to go whoop whoop, because this is one of his best sellers. It's a powder blush, and I have got the blush book, by the way. If anyone wants to see it, just let me know. I'm looking for a blush. Actually, I could probably use that one, or I'll just use a different one. No, I'll use that one. This shade is beautiful. It's called Palmer Violet. And actually, I love mixing pinks and peaches together. But this looks so beautiful on the skin. I'm just going to put it over the top, because it's also got a glow to it. Can you see? It's not just a flat blush. It's got a lovely, when you turn your face, it's got a lovely glow to it. It's like if you want a highlight, but you don't want it to look like you've got a highlight, you just want it to look like your skin. Palmer Violet's a really lovely shade. Does anyone want to see the blush book? Yes, this is part of the Holly Flynn collection. I've got the other one in that collection, which I got first, and because I was umming and ahhing about getting the whole collection, so I ended up getting them in bits and pieces. The other one is When I'm Gone, and that one is this one. That is a peachy blush. Again, it's beautiful, but I prefer, again, it's got that glow to it. Can you see? I tell you what I'm going to do with that, though. You've just given me an idea, Nina. I'm going to put a little bit of that over some of this gel glaze. This is the thing, it's really like makeup that you can play and layer and have a great lot of fun with. Just going to put some over that corner. I don't want it over the middle, because then I'm going to get rid of some of that light reflection, which I don't want to get rid of. Just to add another dimension. Let me show you the blush book, because I think we need to use some of that on my eyes as well. You want to see the blush book? Right. The other thing I wanted to do before I get the blush book is I just want to use a little bit of this new gel glaze. Although it's not a warm, I just want to use a little bit in the corner, in the inner corner of my eye. Just to add a bit of interest. Just a dot, because the rest of the look is quite cool. It's starting to look a bit cattish now, isn't it? A bit cat-eye-ish. Right, the blush book. I've been saying to Nina for ages, I must do a full face of Made by Mitchell. What's that doing in there? Where's my blush book? It should be in here. Where are you, blush book? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie me. Hold on a second. I thought it was in this case, but it's not. And I simply have to use it. Hold on a sec. I'll be right back. Thank you, Nina. I am quite proud of myself for that mixing that I did. Oh. Talk amongst yourselves while I just hobble to my other case. It's not a case, I've got a satchel. I think it might be in my satchel. Yes, it's in my satchel. Hurrah! Oh. Here we go. Here is the blush book. Yeah, the orange shade is When I'm Gone. Yes. Look at this. Now, this is just stunning. Now, this I love. Again, purple blushes look so nice on me. So I love these two. So what you've got with the blush book, or the blush book as he calls it, is you've got your cool shades here. And then you've got your warmer shades on this side. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with that peachy terracotta and just add a bit more depth to my socket. I'm just going to grab any brush at this point because I've got so many things just toppling over at the moment that I'm going to drop everything. I'm going to go on with terracotta. That's why I need to get the bronze book, I think. Because that mushroom shade, I know I'm going to love. But yes, just going back to what Terry and Miss, I think it was Bushra said earlier, thank you for your support for my post the other day. And, you know, I hope the message is heard by a few people in the makeup industry, not just Charlotte Tilbury. Because to me, it's an important subject. And I think a lot more needs to be done. So that's Terracotta 2s. And actually, you could get away with using that as a bronzer. I'm going to use a tiny bit of this one, 90s Nude, just in the outer corner. Oh, I put Bim Packed on instead. Let's add that to this side as well. Otherwise it's going to look a bit... Now, it's turning a little less understated now than it was, but I like it. It's sort of a... I'm getting inspired by my leopard print, I think. Now, let's get really adventurous. And before I put some mascara on, which won't be made by Mitchell because it's upstairs, I just want to dig out, if I can find it, I think I've got a couple of these. I'm just looking. I think I've got a couple of his liners. I thought I had a darker shade than that, but maybe I don't. It doesn't matter if I don't, because I can use his colour cases. Let's use a bit of this. This is called Graph Ink, and it's Aphrodite. And this, I'm going to put a bit of this here. This is a gold colour. And it's a liquid eyeliner. And what this would be good for as well, but no, I'm not going to do that. I was thinking about putting that in the middle, but I'm not going to do that because I like the coolness in the middle at the moment. Now, let's get back to some blushes in a minute. No, actually, I said I was going to go back to the colour case. And with the colour case, I'm going to get one of the electrics, I think. And I'm going to... Now, you can mix these, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take this dark teal green. And I'm going to get a liner brush. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that in the waterline. Because, yes, you can put these in the waterline. Where's my liner brush? There we are. Oh, sorry. Now, you think that... Sorry, do you know what? My comments didn't move. So I was still looking at comments from about 10 minutes ago. So hang on. Such flattering colours on you. Oh, that was me. Yes, it was you. It was really important. I think they should put Braille on makeup. Yeah, brilliant idea. I don't know why they don't. They put it on washing up liquid. How much is the blush that you have on? Which one, Stacey? Do you mean the powder one, the pink one that I put on? I think you might mean this one. Let me just show you again. That's when I'm gone. Where's the other one that I put on a minute ago? Again, all of his stuff looks very similar. And I've put it down. You mean the other, the pink blush that I put on? The powder one. Right. I think normally they're £19.50, but do keep an eye out on TikTok. Don't go to his website. Go and look at the TikTok shop, because And also, I tell you what he's got. He's got Nina can help me here, but he's got, now you will take a bit of a gamble here, right? But he does a Holly Flynn bundle, because this is part of the Holly Flynn collection, and I wish I could work out what I've just done. Oh, there it is. Both of these blushes were part of the Holly Flynn collection, right? And he's got a Holly Flynn mystery bundle, and I got this in that bundle, which was really lucky because I already had this one. And you would get it cheaper that way, but you might risk getting this one instead. But this one is equally as beautiful. But if you really want the pink one and you don't want to risk it, then I think it's £19.50. Okay? But it's part of the Holly Flynn collection, so look at the bundle as well. Now I'm going to take this teal colour. I'm going to show you the teal colour, because you know me, I love putting teal in my waterline. And I'm just going to take that, and I'm going to, with the liner brush, this is Charlotte Tilbury's liner brush, I'm just going to swipe this in my waterline. Oh yes. How much are the bundles? I think, oh, how much was the Holly Flynn bundle that I got? Yeah, Nina. Ah, thank you, Nina. £15. So it's worth the risk, because the blush on its own, am I right, Nina? The blush on its own is £19.50. But if you get the bundle, you get 3 items. So in the bundle, you'll get one of these blushes. So one of the powder blushes. You'll get one of the, I'll show you, I'll get them out in a minute. You'll get one of the liquid blushes. Is that it, Nina? You get one of the liquid blushes and one of the powder blushes. I don't think you get anything else, do you? And I'll show you the one of the two of the... Oh, and a highlight. That's right. You get 3 things. You get a liquid highlight, you get a liquid blush, and you get a powder blush. So it's worth risking the bundle. And be careful, if you order 2, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to not end up with a duplicate. He makes that very clear when you're buying. Because my sister did that once, and she ordered 2 bundles, hoping she'd get, and she basically got 2 of the same thing. So do be careful if you're doing that. What me and my sister tend to do is, if we get duplicates, we swap them with one another. So if your mum's buying it or whatever, if you get into the habit of buying with somebody else, and then you end up with duplicates, then we I'll swap you your such and such blush if you swap with your such and such. I'm going to show you the blushes if I can. I've got so many here, but I'm going to show you the one that came with the... Now, this one is my sister's all-time favourite. I'm going to put a bit of this on. This is one of the liquid blushes that you would get in the Holly Flynn collection, and it's called Holly Pop. And I'm going to put this... So this is one of 2 that you could get in the bundle. I'm just going to dab this in with my fingers. Will you look at that? Parma Violet. Yes. And you'd love the purple one. Have you seen the purple one? Do you want to see the purple one? Now, the ones that you saw in the blush book, you can get a few in the blush book. And I think the blush book is often reduced to £20. Right, see, it's well worth it, the powder one. But also, look at that. Hollypop. My sister uses this a lot as a lip liner. I need to go to the dentist, but I've also been whacked with a load of expenses for my flat. So I'm going to have to stop buying makeup for a while and prioritise my teeth and my flat. Look, it's terrible. Anyway, this is... Oh, this is one that Nina... It's partly doing a look today, but I'm partly swatching. Nina told me about this one. This one's called Space XO. That's not in the Holly Flynn collection. Nina got me to get that one. Nina uses that one a lot on her eyes, and it is beautiful. The purple blush that always suits me, but it's not really going to go with this look now. I'll put a bit on. Is this one. It's called Dairy Queen. But if you've got an olive skin tone, I think there's a lady on here. Now, I might be making a huge assumption here, but I'm sure it's not a huge leap to say Asian Delight is possibly Asian. Am I right? I mean, maybe I'm making an assumption, but I'd like to assume that Asian Delight is possibly Asian. And also I'm thinking about Tria, that similar Indian olive complexion. This just works. You think it's not going to work on your cheek. I'm going to put some under here. I know it doesn't really go with what the look I'm doing now, but I'm going to show you. Put that on and you think, no, there's no way that's going to work. And now I'm just going to blend that with my fingers, and you'll see it just looks stunning, and it just works with an Indian. It works with every complexion, but particularly if you've got an olive skin tone. I just think it's my all-time favourite blush. I'm going to put some on my hand so that you see what I mean. It doesn't look like you've got purple on your face and you need resuscitating. It just... I'm going to put some on this hand so that you can see, because at the moment you're not really getting the benefit of it. So if I put some on this hand where I haven't done any swatches, and that's obviously the back of my hand, so that's where I've got the oliveness, and then I just blend that in, you'll see what I mean. It blends out and it just looks so beautiful on the skin. I'm not doing it justice on my hand. I'm really not. Let's put a bit more. So I've actually got 2 of these because I didn't want to run out. And by the way, he has these often, these liquid blushes on his TikTok for a £5. You can get them for £5. I've overdone it now, but it really, trust me, when you have that on your face and you've got an olive undertone, it just works. It's so good. Now, I kept Hollypop out for a reason. And Nina, you're Pakistani. Well, you'll have an olive undertone. You are a noodle. You love the highlighter as well. Nina, help me out here. With the Hollypop collection, what are the 2 blushes and the 2 highlighters? So we got Hollypop, because I think I've got both of them. And I'll have to find them, because I think people are interested in the Hollypop. Is the other one Nancy? Can you do on your wrist, please? Yes, of course. You want to see it on a cool undertone. What, the purple? Nancy. Haha, I was right. I was Nancy. Right, 1 second. So here it is. Let me show you the purple on my wrist. It still looks fine on a cool undertone. It just looks different on a cool undertone. See? Right, so this one, so the two blushes are Holly Pop and, oh no, sorry, Nancy and My Darling. Right, let me show you Nancy. Then I'll show you all the Holly Pop. Sorry, all the collection, right? Okay, so this one is Nancy. So this is your straightforward blush, right? I'm running out of space to show you all, but you can see it's a kind of warming orangey blush. I've got so many on now that I'll put a little dot here. But you can layer these together and they still look fine. Right, so that's Nancy. And actually Made by Mitchell often layers these two. Now, Nancy, and the other one is Gloaming. Gloaming. Let me get Gloaming. And the two highlighters that are... Sorry, Gloaming is the other highlighter. And My Darling. My Darling and Gloaming I want. I got My Darling. And I know I've got Gloaming. I've got a lot of the highlighters as well. I love the highlighters. There we go. And that toasted terracotta that I put in the socket, I've got that in the liquid version as well. Right, so, we now got the Holly collection here to show you. So the two blushes, I'm going to just grab a wipe a minute. This is what happens in Made by Mitchell's lives. He ends up having to get wipes because he swatches so much that he gets covered in makeup. So My Darling, which again is beautiful. That's My Darling. And then the other blush in that collection is Nancy. Obviously, that's not going to be how they look when you blend them in, unless you use them on your lips or whatever. But I'm going to use one of them on my lips in a minute, so just hang on a second. And then the two highlighters, thank you, Nina, for helping me. The two highlighters are Holly Pop and Gloaming. Now, one of my other favourite highlighters, which I will show you very quickly, which isn't part of the Holly collection, but I just found it down here and I love it. And I'm going to have lost it now. Is this one, Biscuit Bish. Let's put a little bit up here. And actually, I'll put some under here. It's not as super sparkly as his infamous highlighter, which Nina's going to name, the one that the silver one that I've gone word blind. Nina's going to say what it is. Drip, drip. Thank you, Nina. It's not as super sparkly as that. So, and you don't want that, you know, under your brows. You don't want something super sparkly, but you want a highlight. Biscuit Bish. And he's got a few like this. I'll just do this. Hello, Lucy. Yeah, Holly Pop. Now, I'm going to do my sister's favourite combination. And I'm going to use that lip liner. Now, one of the things, made by Mitchell, it's not, I'm going to be honest, it's not really my cup of tea, but I always like to try something new. One of Made by Mitchell's kind of signature, you know, makeup artists all have got their signature kind of idea. One of the things he likes to do is put on quite a dark brownie lip liner and then blend it in and then apply lip gloss to make your lips look fuller. That's his thing. So I'm going to show you that now. Right, so I'm going to use this eyeliner, which is called Make a Toast, which is this shade. It's a warm brown, and it's the one that I put up in my socket, and I used it as a liner. It'll be to go with my teeth at the moment. And don't forget, ladies, when I say so, this isn't normally my thing. The reason that I'll try things that aren't normally my thing is as we age, and I'm not talking about anti-aging stuff, I'm just talking about we change, our skin tone changes, you know, I don't wear the same clothes. I wouldn't have worn brown. My sister will tell you. I hated brown in my 20s. I wouldn't go near it with a barge pole, and I've got a brown two-piece on today, right? It's the thing, how does it look now? Because sometimes I think we get stuck in a rut because something that we wouldn't have worn in our 30s or 40s or 20s or whatever, we don't try it anymore. And every now and again, it's good to try it and say, no, still not my thing, or actually, I quite like that now. Hello, Terry. Oh, thank you, Stacey. She said she's so happy I did my live today. I'm happy too. I must stop talking though, because otherwise this lip line is going to go badly wrong. I always have to tweak this because this side of my lip is uneven. The line is uneven. Right, so I'm just going to quickly do this. And then I'm going to put on my darling on my lips. Now, it's going to make me look from a distance like I've got massive lips. And I'm definitely going to use this a bit like, now that I've put it on, a bit like the Charlotte Tilbury lip blurs. Dabbing it. Bear with me. It's not going to stay like this. Oh, Stacey. Well, I was down, to be honest, Stacey. And that's why I nearly didn't do it. Because I've got, my sister and I were talking, got a lot going on at the moment. Everything that could possibly be going wrong in my life is going wrong. And I just wanted to curl up, and I also had a lot of stressful things to deal with. But then my sister reminded me we've got to make time for things that we love, because otherwise the stress won't go away. It'll still be there for us, but at least we've made time for ourselves. So I'm now going to put Holly Pot over the top. And again, I just want to blur that out a bit. They're so multi-purpose. Well, you know what? As I said, when I started my channel, 7 years ago, I kept saying pigment is pigment. Pigment is pigment. And that's what he does, is to be honest, most makeup products are multi-purpose. But most makeup companies didn't want you to know that before. Because if you ended up... Oh, there's somebody outside. Please don't. There's someone outside that looks like they're looking at drains. And they're near my front door. If I have another problem, I'll scream. Most products are multi-purpose, but makeup companies don't want you to know that, because they want you to buy a product for your eyes, a product for your cheeks, and a product for your lips. But you can see, even with these, you're still going to sell products, but it just frees you up. Now, Lucy, when you do this, it doesn't look as light on you, but you've got a cool undertone. I need to darken this up a bit. This, to me, feels too much of a contrast with the lip liner. I'm going to do the lip liner again. Or do I just fill in a little bit with the lip liner? What do people think? Do people think this lip shade looks a bit too light on me? Or do they think it looks okay? Do I need to warm it up a bit? I know what I can do. Let's try it anyway. You think it looks elegant? What I'm going to do... I've got to do it, haven't I? It does look elegant. It just feels a little tad. I'm not going to do too much, but it looks a little tad on the light side for me. But it is a look. It is a vibe. I'm kind of liking it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these, and I'm going to just take a tiny amount. And I'm you know me, I'd love to just dip into that when it comes to lipsticks. But I'm trying to sort of move away from what I would just definitely go into. And I'm going to take a little bit of... I'm going to mix something. Let me take a bit of the tangerine orange and a little bit of the pink. And you literally just need the tiniest amount. And I'm just going to mix that together like that. And then I'm just going to dab some, but not in the middle. I'm going to leave that lovely highlighty bit in the middle. Just to warm it up a smidge. Now I'm more comfortable. It's a subtle change, but it's just given a bit more of a transition from that really light shade in the middle to the dark lip liner. Thank you, Terry. Right, should we finish off by doing my brows? And again, I can use a colour case. And actually, you can use these as mascaras as well. Oh, yes. You can use them as mascaras. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, because I've got I know my brows are getting lighter, but they're also very cool tones. So I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to use this one. And again, I'm going to use it on the back of my hand. It just shows you the versatility of all these products. So you can get a couple of these palettes and you can use it on your entire face. And I'm going to take one of my brow brushes. This is a Benefit one. And I'm just going to use that tiny amount and just brush it through. Like so. Now, if I can, I've got some mascara ones. I might even try using one as a mascara. Again, see, I've just got it using the palette, back of my hand as a palette, and then just, you need some tools for this, but you don't need a lot of products. Now that I've done my brows, I have to do mascara. Otherwise, my brows look too dark. Can you see what I mean? I can't leave myself without mascara now. Otherwise, it looks weird. And I'm just going to do that just to take the little bit of excess off. But if I went in with one of these, even though they're lighter, they're too warm. The shade is too warm because my hair is quite cool toned. Right, let me see if I can get a mascara wand. I had some somewhere here. Here we go. Good old Amazon. And again, I'm going to take the darkest one rather than opening my black. I must have gone over time because my other half's trying to call me. But I'm just going to quickly put this mascara on and then I'll finish off. Right, so there we go. Let's just do this. So I've just taken some on the back of my hands and I'm brushing it through. Now I'm going to finish that off. I just wanted you to see how I did it, which means I must have gone over 2:30. Oh, is it over 2:30? I've got so carried away. Yes, probably it is. It's 3 o'clock, isn't it, already? And I've enjoyed being with you so much. I've gone over time. I will carry on layering this up. And I'll post my finished look shortly on Insta. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I'll speak to you all soon. Love you all. Don't forget to like the live and please tell your friends about subscribing to me, because every time someone subscribes to me, YouTube takes a subscriber away. So I've been stuck on the same number for the last 3 years. Thank you, YouTube. All right, take care. Love you all. Mwah.